showing you a document. Is your name anywhere on or within that document? What are you looking at?
I'm looking at page 1 at the moment. Oh, you talking about this Post-it note?
No. This is the primary document that you've been handed.
It looks like just a bunch of typed notes. I don't know what it is.
Are those notes your notes?
I think so. I don't.
Do you bring any records with you to your deposition?
I think I did.
Okay. What would you have brought? Do you recall?
No, I don't recall.
Okay. Does that document that you hold in your hand, does it contain your name anywhere within it?
I'm looking.
Okay. Take your time. Eric, will you approach, please?
Yes, sir. Come on up.
Officer Dale, did you sign a probable cause on this case?
Yes, I did.
Okay. You see your name in there?
Yes, on the probable cause affidavit.
So when I asked you earlier, is your name on any of these documents? You said, let me look, correct?
Yes.
Your name's on the probable cause, correct?
Yes, it is.
You made the decision to arrest Laurie Shaver, correct?
I signed the probable cause affidavit.
Okay. So is it fair to assume you were the primary officer making that decision?
No.
Who made that decision?
I signed the probable cause affidavit.
Did somebody tell you
No.
to sign that?
No.
Okay. You signed that affidavit after receiving other information from other people, correct?
Yes. Yes, that's correct.
Okay. So it was based on your conclusions that Laurie Shaver was arrested, correct? You're the one that vouched for the arrest.
I signed the probable cause affidavit.
Okay?
Yes.
And based on that probable cause, Laurie Shaver was arrested?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. As his case was going about, was it listed as a cold case file at any
No,
time?
it was not.
Okay. How long was the investigation?
Well, from March 2018 to September 2020 was when the arrest was made. So
Did you ever put it on the internet as a cold case file?
we put it on the internet. So we have a section called cold case files, yes, and I know what you're talking about. But that's the only place we had at the time to put cases to get more information. But we did not determine it to be a cold case, because a cold case is something, in our eyes, where we have nothing else, no other information to go on.
So you weren't hot on the trail of Laurie Shaver or any particular individual when you put that on the internet, correct?
I don't remember exactly the time frame that happened, but I think we were waiting on more information to come in, search warrants. I don't remember exactly what date that happened. Maybe you do if you have that in front of you.
Okay. When that was put on the internet, were you holding any evidence, any inference that you could suggest guilt to Laurie Shaver?
I don't remember when that was put on,
Okay.
what we had at that time. Yeah, I don't know when it was put on the internet. It was just basically to get out to the public, to get the case out in the public's eye, to get tips if anyone had any. That was our intent.
Were you aware of any internal conflicts within the Shaver residence?
Michael and Laurie Shaver?
Correct.
Yeah, I heard of some of the witnesses described. Of course, this is third party because I never spoke to Michael or Laurie, but having both of them described some domestic violence incidents.
In the probable cause affidavit, was there a decision that you signed off on to arrest Laurie Shaver for the charge of murder?
Yes.
And that was your decision, correct?
I signed the affidavit.
Okay, when you
Yes.
say you signed the affidavit, was somebody telling you to sign the affidavit, write murder in there, and write accessory?
No, that's not what I'm saying at all. I just want to make it clear that I wasn't the only detective working on this.
Yeah,
It was
was somebody
it was a
telling
group
you to
effort.
charge?
Absolutely not. No, sir. No.
Let me finish my question.
Not what I'm
Was
saying.
somebody telling you to charge
No.
him with that?
No.
Is that your decision?
It was my decision. It was a group decision, but I signed the affidavit. Yes.
It was a group
Yes.
decision, but that you were part of that. correct?
Yes, absolutely. It's not the Declaration of Independence. We can't all sign it. So I signed it.
Recall me taking your deposition?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Did at any time you believe when I was taking your deposition that I may be there trying to trick you, or did you assume that?
Oh, yes, I did.
You did?
Yes.
Okay. And thus, if you assume such, would your answers maybe possibly be guarded?
I'm sure they were. I don't recall specifically.
Now, you, along with others, made the decision to charge Laurie Shaver with the crime of second degree.
Sidebar, please.
Officer, I was asking you about the decision that y'all made internally. And as to the crime of murder in the second degree, are you aware of the elements?
I can't quote them, but generally, yes.
Pardon me?
I can't quote the statute book, but generally, yes.
Okay. What are the elements for the crime of second degree murder?
So unlawful taking of a human life, not premeditated, obviously.
I'm sorry.
I said obviously not premeditated.
Okay. Tell me, so there's a death, correct?
Yes.
By another individual,
Yes.
correct?
Yes.
Anything that surrounds the nature of the killing?
Do I have a statute book?
No.
What? I can't quote it. No, I can't.
Okay. Okay. And you understand that all elements must be established?
Absolutely, yes, sir.
Pardon me?
Yes.
Okay. When you went through this case, did you consider elements or issues of self-defense, whether there were any?
What do you mean, did I consider them?
Yeah. Well, there was a death.
I'm unaware of any.
Okay. Were you were aware that there was a death? Did
Yes.
it enter your mind that possibly there was an issue of self-defense involved?
But I'm unaware of any.
Okay. Did you investigate to determine whether or not self-defense was plausible in this case?
I'm unaware of any. No one made a self-defense claim. Michael was shot in the back of the head. I don't know of any self-defense. No one made that claim.
Okay. Well, you wouldn't expect me to come in and make it, correct?
No.
No.
I would expect someone to make it if they acted in self-defense. That's how it normally occurs.
So let me ask you then, if you see certain elements, but nobody's suggesting self-defense, do you just presume guilt and make the
No.
arrest?
No.
Okay. Did you do anything, therefore, to see whether or not there was any issue of self-defense?
If no one suggests self-defense, how would I know there's self-defense?
Okay.
And I didn't see any evidence of self-defense. Normally in self-defense, you don't bury the body in a backyard. I've never seen that before anyway.
There was testimony, I think, that you provided about address changes, correct?
When?
Earlier on direct examination, you looked at some documents, saw a certificate of an address change?
I think it was just declaring that was her address at that time.
Okay.
I think is what that was.
Okay. Did the address change have anything to do with the homicide?
I don't know what it had to do with it. It was a court document.
Pardon me?
I don't know what it had to do with it. It was a court document declaring that was her address at that time and phone number.
Okay. Would that suggest to you a homicide?
No.
Okay. You also testified about documents of utilities in somebody's name, correct?
Cell phone bills?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Would that suggest a homicide?
Just a cell phone bill by itself?
Yeah.
No.
Okay. Is a cell phone bill with anything else going to suggest a homicide?
I mean, it's the contents of the record, not
Okay.
the cell phone bill.
Those records don't suggest a homicide in any form or any manner, do they?
The cell phone bill?
Yeah.
It's what they show, and not by themselves. No, of course not. It's the totality of everything.